Much has happened here since the last time you saw me, but mostly behind the scenes. I don't have a lot of video to show for it, because it predominantly has to do with the mathematics of paint. Now, what's that all about? So one of the guys pointed out the maths of paint to me, and he is so right. Now my brother, please forgive me, I've forgotten your name. I think it's got something to do with this grey beard, so I might have a valid excuse there. Now I just remember something else too. If it's your first time here in my dusty forest shop out here at the bottom of South Africa, welcome man. My name is Duff. As in that thing in the back of a car, you know, with a wheel on each side. So the maths of paint. 5 letters make up 100%. Divide that by 5. So we get 20% per letter. Per letter. If we take the first 4 letters, we will then get 4 times 20% equals 80%, which means then 80% of paint is pain. Yep, I'm in pain here, man. So much work, and it feels like it's just never gonna stop. I don't know, sometimes I just think that it's too much work for a mostly lonesome OG out here in a hidden dusty shop. But then I constantly remind myself of P&D. Yes, P&D man. 2 of the most important tools in your toolbox. Persistence and determination. So with that in mind then, let me show you what I've been busy with. Like painting this lot, the 4 sliding tracks that goes in the back, fuel tank brackets, fuel tank straps, cleaning, prepping, painting 2 coats, both sides, gotta turn them over and all of that. Yeah, just this is a lot of work, man. And there's nothing glorious about painting a bracket like this, I tell you. If you've ever done it yourself, you'll know what a pain in the ass it can be. Getting paint on all the sides, top, bottom, in all nooks and crannies, yeah. What a struggle, but it's done. I'm going to let these things dry overnight, and then the next time when someone with muscles comes around, they can help me to get them in place. So now that my fuel tank brackets are painted, I can glue on these rubber linings I was talking about in a previous video. So I'm just using contact adhesive to put them on. So I just want to line up carefully here. There we go. And I've made them from that rubber sheeting you see over there, which is about 1.5 millimeters thick. There we go. That'll do it. Now someone has asked me, why do I want to put these rubber linings in here? Well, if the fuel tank sits in here and it's a metal to metal contact, you know, a little bit of chafe, it's invariable that it will happen, and not only will it cause rust, but I mean, we don't want to possibly chafe that fuel tank right through. It's relatively quite thin if you think about it. I mean, the metal that I've made it from, it's only 1.2 mil thick, which is about 18 gauge, I think. So yeah, rubber lining here will solve that problem or prevent that problem. So I've just got to do the other 2, then I've got 4 in total. So I've got rubber strips glued to the inside of these straps as well. And now I have 4 new shiny rubber lined finished fuel tank mounting brackets that I can go and bolt to an old truck. I got the brackets mounted for final with fresh new bolts from Escalating engineering supplies. Thanks Mesco crew, always there with friendly service and any fastener you can think of, besides all the tools and other delicious engineering goodies. Yeah, so everything in here has been cleaned up and checked out and painted, the tranny, all those pedal linkages there, greased. Now considering what it looked like in here before, have a look. So in our infinite wisdom we decided to remove these floor panels. And now we've discovered another can of worms and wasps' nests.
Yeah.
And we can scrape away now and have fun.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a bit of scraping.
Just take all this dirt and put it in a different position.
On the floor.
Which would be the floor. You can see that this has been quite a mission as well. This is the underside of the floorboard that sits above the tranny. The gear shift goes through that hole. Handbrake or e-brake lever goes through there. This is all painted up. We fitted a new rubber sheet in there and we sandwiched it in place with this piece of aluminium plate that I cut out and pop riveted to keep that rubber firmly in place. And after a bit of a struggle, I've got that floorboard and it's made up here, bolted back into place. Thanks Mesco Engineering for all the shiny new bolts. Yeah, it's always a lot easier than to take things apart and what it is to put them back together again, eh? There you can see the rubber that I was talking about earlier, lining that hole where the gear shift comes through. Same business there by the, as we call it, a handbrake lever. So down the line with everything is said and done, I'll give the whole inside of the truck here a coating of sorts, and then maybe put down some PVC or rubber matting, like a working man's finish, man. A truck needs to work. We definitely don't want carpet or anything like that. Yeah, and since I had the black paint out, I also painted the floor panels for the REO bug. Those panels will fit in here on the modified floor pan, but we're just going to leave them for a while so that they can reach the same level of dust-covered maturity. And I also painted the REO bug's fuel tank. I'll stick a link up here on the screen if you didn't see how I put this tank together. So for all of you guys who's saying that there's no progress on the REO bug, well, there's all sorts of little prep work jobbies that are taking place behind the scene. And I promise you, we will be getting our teeth back into the REO bug big time pretty soon. I have to. I'm getting tired of eating beans and toast every night. And I might end up in the doghouse soon. And I got the new fuel tanks painted as well. So I got a little tired of the black, so I figured a change in color would be good for the motivation. And Wayne convinced me to go with the silver color. I did briefly consider yellow, and then I thought, nah, that's going to be too much. So I did want to use a paint that is fuel resistant, because you're bound to get a bit of fuel spillage here now and then. So I've used silver hammerite. I'm not sure if hammerite is available everywhere. I don't know. I do know it's in the UK, and I think it's in Australia too. I don't know about the States. I've seen before with previous tanks that I've built, and when I use the hammerite, it works well. The fuel, gas, petrol doesn't affect it, so silver they are. So let's get this tank into place then. That's quite exciting. Yes. Just got to put the straps on now and tighten it all down. Sitting very nicely on its rubber linings. Oh, there you go, eh? I do believe we've got ourselves a port-side fuel tank. Why am I thinking of this whole thing in nautical terms now? A left-hand side fuel tank. Yes, man, I'm happy with that. I think that round fuel tank really suits the lines of the truck. Lekker, man. So one of the guys asked if I'm not concerned about the fuel tank being too close to the exhaust. But if we measure here, we've got a good 9 inches of airspace. So I am really not worried about it. But we can keep an eye on it if you want, and then, yeah, if need be, you feel it's a problem, it's easy enough to install a heat shield. But yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. Haha, almost forgot to fit the center unit before getting the tank into place. The tank's gonna sit like that. Oh, then it's impossible to get that center unit where it needs to go. Now I can strap this one in place as well. Last nut. And ta-da! We have a fuel tank on the right hand side as well. Now I've still got to do fuel lines. It just doesn't want to stop, man. Eish. And if you feel that progress has been too slow here lately, in my defense, Your Honor, we've been having a lot of hot days. I don't know, 32, 35 degrees C. And with a tin roof, zero ceiling insulation in this shop, it's kind of like an oven a little bit. So I've been spending a lot of time in the thinking chair here in front of my air conditioner, contemplating the mysteries of life. I also reconditioned this old Winch that I've had for a number of years. I've got no idea what its capacity is, but I took it off an old tow truck, breakdown, wrecker, call it what you want. So I reckon it'll be okay. This is the only tag on it. 12 volt DC, and then it says Super Winch Incorporated, Putnam City, made in the USA, and then patents all over the place. So yeah, I suppose I can go and Google this. I don't have internet here in my shop, and I keep forgetting to do it when I go down to my house, which is the only place where I do have an internet connection. But maybe some of you guys know something about the Super Winch. The cover here on this side was missing, so I made up a new one from some mild steel, and I painted it all nicely, so it's looking all smart again. So I'm just going to bolt that into place, and then we can give this thing a final test. Right, so I've got this whole thing assembled and bolted together on its frame. Got the cables connected. I do believe I've done that correctly. We're going to find out soon. I've also connected the battery, negative to the frame to ground it, and the positive connected to this common bridge between the two solenoids. So let's prove the pudding. Got my two solenoids here, positive coming in from a battery to this common connection here, like a bridge between the two solenoids. So now if I energize one solenoid, it should turn in one direction. If I energize the other solenoid, it should go in the opposite direction. So I'm just going to do that by connecting a positive through to that terminal there. And we want to energize the solenoid and it should turn in a direction. Let's see. Fantastic. And let's try the other way. Yes, man. We're ready to win some cars. Now I gotta get that heavy thing onto the back of that REO truck. And ek is te lig in die broek. That's an Afrikaans saying that literally means I'm too light in the pants. So I'm gonna have to wait for the barefoot mechanic to come and give me a hand to do that at some point in the future. Well, I'm honored with the presence of the barefoot mechanic this morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. So I've got, what do you mean? You said good morning already because we've already installed the winch.
Ah, okay.
I got my muscles to help me. So the winch is already in place. Let me show you. Right, so the winch is mounted right in here, kind of inside the frame. So it sits very low. We've got it rigged up to a battery temporarily. So it should turn. Do you want to give it a quick test?
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to just wind up the cable now. So I'm going to stand in the back and hold it and give some tension on it. And then you can just guide it so that it rolls up All nice and lacquer.
We'll give it a shot.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Now look at that, eh? I do believe our winch is loaded.
Yes.
Ready for action. Eh?
Yeah, that's ready.
Okay, now still got to look at this old school winch that's going to sit over the top of this whole business.
That's the reason for this one lying downstairs.
Yeah, we're trying to hide it. So we can use this one when we're lazy and the other one if we want to show off.
Exactly.
Here's the old mechanical winch we're also planning to mount. I've already welded on some additional brackets, so we will be able to fit it kind of above the electrical winch, and then you won't really see that, but we will have the option to either use the old granddaddy here or the electrical winch. Now we still have to service this a bit, and we can't fit it yet because we still need to paint the cab before it goes into place. Yes, that's still on the cards as well. And yeah, just looking at it now, I don't think I'm going to paint this frame. I think we're going to leave this natural worn paint patina exactly as it is. Ouch! Well, now that we got the winch going, we're thinking about where to put the winch battery. And I mean, the starter battery sits in this space on the other side of the truck. So we reckon we could mount it here on this side of the truck. And that will also mean I can get rid of this stupid step with the square corners that's been offending me and make a new one. So let's see if we can get this off. Wayne's been struggling here already. The bloody bolts are rusted, solid, frozen.
But we got one off.
Yeah, you've been busy with the grinder, got one off. So we got left with these ones still, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what you can do. Okay, how's it going?
Yeah, I think it's ready, eh?
Looking awesome. Will it come off?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well done, young man.
Good stuff.
Well, there's plenty space here for a battery.
Yes. And actually not too much fabrication to make
Not a lot of fabrication in this panel here. That's removable.
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe we can do a bit of a removable part for the back side of the step or something. Yeah, we'll see how it works out.
Are we going to make a new step?
I'm definitely making a new step because I hate that square cornered step. So I'm going to make a lekker custom curvy step.
Okay, but now you've got to make a step for the other side too.
I know. One day before I die, I would like to build a rat bike. Doesn't have so many sides, only 2 wheels. It's got 2 sides, but it's only got 2 wheels.
Only 2 wheels, yeah. Much smaller.
Okay, well, let's see what we're going to do here then next.
Okay. There we go. Sure.
So now we had to struggle with more frozen bolts. Look at the state of this bracket, all rusted out, and I don't know, there's not even holes anymore. So I'm going to have to repair that as well first.
There and there.
Jeez, I don't know, Wayne, it just doesn't stop, eh?
No.
Just one thing and then another thing. And is this truck ever going to get finished? I tell you.
It better.
Eh? It's been a freaking lot of work.
Yes, it has.
Are we getting anywhere?
Oh, yes, we have. Yeah. All we need is gauges, And an air filter, and we can drive it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So,
And then you keep discovering all these other stupid little things.
well,
All
chop,
I
chop.
wanted was a battery for the Winch. Look at this. Oh well.
So it goes.
Well, it's escalating now, and it wasn't on the agenda. But now we've got to take this one off as well, and Wayne has already been fighting with it, and I think you got it loose, eh?
I think so. We can probably.
Yes. Oh well. So yeah, now I have to build new steps.
Yeah.
But this is not a bad thing because this battery platform is not in a very good state. So we might as well replace that too.
Yes.
Like I said, is it ever going to stop?
Actually, I think when we build a battery shelf, we're going to do a better job on what they did.
Yeah, we can do it nice, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah. So now the barefoot mechanic has left me to go down another rabbit hole by myself because he's disappeared to go and fix someone's broken piece of crap. And I have to build 2 new steps, remake that battery platform, I suppose you call it, and build another one for the other side where the winch battery will go. But I'm going to save that for another time because, well, some of you might be freezing your balls off. Out here it's hot, I'm bothered, and I'm gatvol. That is a South African word for fed up or had enough. Literal translation, gat is a hole, or it could also be arse, and vol is full, so literally it means arse full. Thanks for hanging out with me out here in the shop. I enjoyed your company. I will see you in the next video. As always, until then, have a lucky one, my brothers and sisters.
Whatever makes you happy, it just depends on you. So think a little bigger and